It's time to quit. It's time to move on. Yeah, it's either sink or swim, and or then boyfriend. Like, this ain't gonna work no more.
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it.
Yo, is it? Are you kidding me?
Welcome back to my channel. So today I will be doing a story time and telling you guys how my husband proposed to me. This was a requested video from a user called BK. Big up yourself. And today I want to tell you guys how my husband, or then boyfriend, proposed to me. So it was May 2015. I have to start all the way from the beginning to let you guys know how we got here. So it was May 2015, May around this time, and I was like, you know what, like, I was in a job in Jamaica. I had been working at that company for 5.5 years, and I felt like this ain't gonna work no more. So I was like, you know, I was telling my boyfriend then, you know, I am gonna quit. I don't want to do this anymore. And he was kind of like, well, what are you gonna do? He thought it was crazy, first of all, because I was just like, I am done with this. I have no plans, but I feel like my gut is telling me it's time to move, it's time to go. And I knew that shit scared him, because he was kind of like, what do you mean? Because nobody really or nobody that I know or he knows really does that. Just like, you know, my gut is telling me that it's time to go, it's time to quit, it's time to move on. And that's what I was saying to him. And he was like, well, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I don't know, but my gut, not even just my gut, I felt like God was telling me that it is time to move, because I had gotten comfortable in that job, even though that was the furthest thing from my degree. And I was kind of like, yeah, it's either sink or swim. Or sometimes, I think one of the things that I said to him was like, you know, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to see what you really need to do. And he was like, well, what are you gonna do? I was like, well, I'm gonna chill, because prior to having this job, I mean, I went to school all the way through, and then I got this job, and it was kind of like there was never any breaks. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go, and I'm just gonna chill for a couple of months and see where that gets me. And I came to the US to just like be on vacation, be chill, be, you know, not have to worry about work or school or anything, just like pause and figure it out. And so I was in North Carolina for a little while during that time, and something happened and I ended up going to New York to stay with my grandparents and my family. And so I was in New York, and my boyfriend was like, yeah, you know, he's gonna come up for a couple of weeks and we can chill, we can explore. Because at that time I really wasn't going anywhere other than like if my cousins were gonna go out, we would hang out, probably, maybe. And so when my boyfriend came, it's so crazy, because we were like, yeah, we're gonna do all the touristy things, we're gonna see everywhere, we're gonna go everywhere. And I knew that shit scared my grandparents, because they were like, you're gonna go out alone, you don't ever do that. And we did that. We went to like a bunch of places, all the touristy spots in New York. We were hitting up at least 3 like locations a day. We were just exploring, having the best time of our lives. And probably like a week into exploring all of this, He was like, you know, I have this really fancy place that I want us to go. And I was like, okay, yeah, great. And that day, I think we were downtown Manhattan, just like walking. I think we went to like I don't remember where we went in the daytime, but I was so tired. I knew he was tired too, because he was starting to get sick and he was super tired too. I mean, it was middle of summer. Well, not really summer, but you know, it's May. It's starting to get hot in New York, or it's almost summer. And so I think he wanted to take me to like this pier, this bar, this rooftop lounge. And at first I was like, yeah, we can go. But then that day, like, it was just so hectic. I was so tired. I was so beat. I was like, no, babe, like, I'm not doing this. So I was kind of like, I don't want to do this because I don't want to get dressed up. I just felt like so tired. He was like, okay, maybe you can go somewhere else. So I was like, all right, fine. Let's go to Coney Island. Like, a bunch of the rides, like most of the rides, should be open at this time. So we went to Coney Island and we rode like probably every ride there. One of our favorites was the Cyclone ride, which was so crazy. That ride is so rough. And I remember us like going on that ride, and then another like a Ferris wheel. And so we were sitting and chilling. I think I had like some grapes or something, and I knew he was sick. He was super tired and he was just like dehydrated. We were exploring. We were doing some serious exploring. And so we were sitting chilling, and I realized he was kind of a little bit fidgety. And I was like, what the hell? But rewind. Prior to me leaving, there had been a couple of times when I caught him looking at rings. So I knew, like, in his head, he knew what, like, it was time to do this, you know what I mean? And I had said it, and like, I kind of knew he wanted to, but then he never did. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, so you trying to play with me, huh? And that was kind of one of the reasons why I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna chill out. And I mean, we weren't broken up or anything, but I was just like, absence gonna make this heart grow fonder. And yeah, so we were sitting there, and it's like, okay. So he was like, oh yeah, let's go down by the pier, let's go, like, just sit by the pier. The moon is out at this point. It was probably like, I want to say 11 or 12. 11. It was probably 11, because, and this was in August. Remember I said I had gotten here in like May or June. Like, I quit my job in probably like May, and I was here like the first week of June. So this was August. He proposed on August 13th, and we were out by the boardwalk at Coney Island. And you know, he started telling me, you know, when you were gone, like, it was the worst thing ever. And he was like, you know, you make my life 1,000 times better, and there's no way that I can live without you. And he tried to get on one knee. He tried to get on one knee. But I really do think that he didn't realize how, like, sick and dehydrated and tired he was. And he was the one who was really pushing to go to this rooftop bar. So he got on one knee and he pulled out a little box, and you know, he asked me to be his wife or his best friend forever. And of course I said yes. And it's so crazy because when I said yes, it was almost like he had the biggest like sigh of relief, and I was like, did you think I was gonna say no? He was like, I don't know. I was like, that is so weird. Why would you think that? I mean, prior to that, he had asked me a couple of times, oh, so you ready to be my wife? And I was like, unless you have a ring and this question, like, this isn't even a conversation. Like, I did not want to have this conversation with, I was not trying to have no conversation. Like, no, it's either it's for real or it's not. You get me? So he would always ask me that, so I think that's why he was nervous, but he was super nervous. He was super nervous. I mean, of course I said yes because I love him, and I was definitely ready to be his wife. And like, to this day, he like he's so mad because he was like, oh, you know, I had this fancy dinner plan and all of this and all of this and all of this, and it never happened. And I'm just like, I mean, I have no problem that you proposed to me at Coney Island. Like, I love it there. We really love like rides and amusement parks and theme parks and that kind of stuff, so it was fine with me. And yeah, which is so crazy because I'm like, you have kind of like a stage fright. You were not gonna propose to a room full of people in a like a lounge or something. And he was like, yeah, he was gonna do it, so who knows. But that was pretty much the story of how my boyfriend, now husband, proposed to me. Yeah, so that was let's see, it's 2019. We got married in 2017. So we were dating for like almost 2 years, and he proposed, and then we got married almost 2 years after, and now it's almost 2 years too. That's so crazy. But yeah, so that was the story of how my husband proposed to me. Not really very, very fancy or anything, but still a good story. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and just look out for more videos. Alright? Big up on yourself.
Before you came round, my heart would never be much faster. Before you came round, I was ready to slow down. Before you came round, I was heading for a small disaster. Before you came round, I was ready to blow me down. Let it go, make my body go. Take our bodies higher and higher and higher. We can go until the morning glow. We can go higher and higher. Before I was found, I felt like I could